Hi everyone, I'm Nalika, a master's student from University of South Dakota. My research project title is Functional Characterization of Kalanchoe-Fedchenkoe Nuclear Factor Y Transcription Factor in C3 plants. This picture represents what is going to happen in near future. That is increasing global human population and drought related to global warming. When talking about increasing global human population, it is projected to increase nearly by 10 billion by 2050. Coming to drought related to global warming, just in last 2 years, we experienced the hottest temperature ever recorded since we started to keep track of global temperature. According to that, there is an increase of global temperature from 0.5 degrees Celsius to 1 degree Celsius in some parts of the world. This temperature increase more than 4 degrees Celsius will affect farms and ecosystems of the world. And also, this increase in temperature will affect water cycles and water availability. Some parts will get more rain while drought will prevail in other regions. Again, this increase in temperature will melt glaciers and seawater level rises. In addition, it causes changes in groundwater and river flows because people will draw groundwater as well as there are more people and they need more water in the future. Plants generally experience abiotic stresses like high temperature stress, cold stress, heavy metal stress, drought, high light stress, salinity, and flooding. These abiotic stresses occur individually or simultaneously in nature. Out of these abiotic stresses, drought is of major concern. As I mentioned earlier, increase in temperature will affect farms. That means global crop production and food security. Because of this increase in temperature and changes in water availability, novel approaches need to be explored and developed to feed this increasing human population. So what we can do is we have to look at how plants are adapted to these abiotic stresses in natural environment. This includes camp plants. What are camp plants? Camp plants, they have a specialized photosynthetic system called crassulation acid metabolism pathway. Camp plants in general, they have higher water use efficiency, high drought tolerance, extreme heat tolerance, high light tolerance, and tolerance to UV irradiation. These are some of the common camp plants we can find in the environment. This includes pineapple, what we consume as a fruit, ice plant, facultative halophyte, opuntia, the desert cactus, agave, which is also found in deserts, and heat-tolerant kalanchoe. These plants, they have genetic resources to thrive in harsh environments. One of these genetic resources are transcription factors. What are transcription factors? They are type of proteins controlling internal cellular processes and responses to external stimuli. This diagram shows the signaling cascade related to abiotic stresses. Abiotic stresses are perceived by receptors on plant membranes and it will trigger second messengers like calcium ions, reactive oxygen species, and cyclic AMP. And the signal will be transduced by signal transduction pathways like CDPK, CDPK stands for calcium-dependent protein kinase pathway, and this will induce transcription factors like MYB, WRKY, NAC, and BCP, activating stress-responsive genes in plants, causing physiological responses related to stress tolerance or resistance. This diagram shows the close-up view of heat-tolerant CAM plant Kalanchoe-Fedchenkoi, and this graph shows the RNA-seq expression levels of my transcription factor NFIB3 in Kalanchoe-Fedchenkoi, and here you can see the RNA-seq expression level is more than 4-fold higher in CAM state when compared with the C3 state. What's so unique about my transcription factor, nuclear factor Y? It is an evolutionary conserved transcription factor in all eukaryotes, including yeast, mammals, and plants. NFI, it has 3 subunits as NFI-A, NFI-B, and NFI-C. It binds to the cat box in the promoter regions of the target genes, so it is called as cat binding factor. According to previous research, it has multiple roles in plant growth, development, and stress responses. Why my research is so important? The regulatory basis of the CAM pathway is unknown, so this research will provide insights into the regulatory mechanisms of multiple abiotic stress responses, and this research could be used to improve abiotic stress tolerance in crop plants. At the same time, majority of the experiments, they focus on individual stresses, but in the field conditions, these abiotic stresses occur simultaneously. So this study will apply multiple abiotic stresses simultaneously as a single treatment. My research goal is to determine the multiple abiotic stress response functions of nuclear factor YB3 from Kalanchoe-Fedchenkoi in Arabidopsis thaliana. This is the overall methodology I followed. This is the expression vector with my gene of interest, that is Kalanchoe-Fedchenkoi NFIB3. I transform it to Agrobacterium tumefaciens. Then I introduced it to Arabidopsis thaliana using floral dipping, selection of plants using antibiotic screening, then phenotyping of T3 transgenic plants, conducting abiotic stress assays. According to the results of in vitro assays of different stress treatments such as mannitol, sodium chloride, PEG 8000, combination of stressors like sodium chloride plus PEG, mannitol plus PEG, sodium chloride, mannitol plus PEG for 16 days. Transgenic lines including overexpression line 1, 2, 16, and 17, they had higher germination rate compared to wild type in all stress treatments. And in the combined stress assay of sodium chloride and PEG 8000 in MS media after 16 days, they had transgenic lines had increased root length when compared with the wild type, as well as transgenic lines, they had higher biomass compared to the wild type. Conclusions: Kalanchoe-Fedchenkoi NFIB3 overexpression lines, they enhances water deficit stress, salinity stress, osmotic stress tolerance, and growth in T3 Arabidopsis seedlings. An overexpression line showed tolerance to combine sodium chloride and water potential stress treatment with increased root growth and vegetative biomass. These results suggest that Kalanchoe-Fedchenkoe nuclear factor YB3 has roles in multiple abiotic stress responses and plant development. Finally, I'd like to acknowledge my advisor, Dr. Bernie Vaughan, Beate Vaughan, and my colleagues. And this work is funded by South Dakota Board of Regents Grant and USD Graduate Research and Creative Scholarship Grant, and supported in part by US Department of Energy Genomic Science Program. If you have questions, you can contact me via my email. And thank you. Thank you very much.